the stream. We didn't do the countdown. All right. Here I go in 5. Hey folks, welcome back to the MTG Jank-Off with Ben or Break, that's me, and Albino Cheese Monkey. Monkey, what are you playing today? What is the deck name and what are your colors?
Today I am playing At Noon We Bounce. It's a Bant deck.
Okay.
Green, white, blue.
Bant Bounce. Alright. And I am playing Azoriax, which, as any of you who played much Magic before can probably guess, is in the Azorius colors. This is our starting blind best of 1. What we've said is all we know about each other's decks, so we're going to see what we can figure out as we go. After that, we'll do a deck rundown and a best of 3 to determine the Jank King for this particular episode. So, I think I'm comfortable keeping my starting hand. Doesn't have our key card, but
I'm in a
we can hopefully find
situation.
it.
I don't love what I see, but I'm really, really scared that the next will be worse. But I'm going to go for it. It was worse. It was a lot worse. It was really bad. I'm going to mulligan again. This is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. I can't afford to mulligan again.
Best of luck to you.
Here's hoping for good draws.
I will be keeping
is,
7.
This deck, this hand that I'm keeping has all of the cards from my first hand, but worse. So
Scryland will probably help, or Surveil Land. Right?
I probably should have ditched that.
Well, now you have it. It's yours. Blast Zone.
Blast! Well, you're not hitting me yet, so that's a good sign.
Tough choice here. I think we just go with this for now. I'm not going to proliferate your Blast Zone, I don't think.
You know, that is an interesting thing, thinking that you could if you knew they were just about to, like, blow everything up.
I think because sacrificing the Blast Zone is part of paying the cost, I wouldn't be able to respond at instant speed. I'd have to do it before you had priority to flip it. All right, Inquisitive Glimmer.
I was talking more
Interesting.
about, like, if you were to assume that they just put a second counter on because you had a whole bunch of 2-drops, you could proliferate their Blast Zone to put it to 3, and then it becomes useless. Like a proactive thing. Maybe I'm...
As long as I play it before you can activate it.
I don't think it appeared on Jank-Off, but do you remember that one time I proliferated your man, my brain.
What did you proliferate? You didn't proliferate my brain.
I proliferated your Overlord once to keep him off the board.
Oh yeah, that's always nice. If you play against Domain and you're somehow running proliferate spells, it's probably not going to matter. But proliferate their impending counters. Okay. You could have a counter spell up, but if you do, it's not No More Lies, which is what I would expect in your colors.
Okay, that's an instant. So we're supposed to cast spells. Okay.
Just an artifact. A flash artifact. Such a flashy artifact.
Definitely not threatening. It's not really doing anything, right?
Didn't do anything.
Well, I'm gonna hit you. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure do. This is looking like a very Azorius Jank-Off so far, even though you're technically in band. I'm gonna proliferate.
Okay.
The only thing I'm going to proliferate is my own Mind Splice. That's all.
Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less for each oil counter on this artifact. Okay. Well,
We're getting oily in here. This is going to be an oily Jank-Off.
I'm gonna make you reinvest in that. 3 is too high. Uh-oh, is this gonna be one of those tense control standoffs? I'm not playing control.
I don't know.
Look, I have
Are you playing control?
I have a beater. I'm clearly trying to beat you down.
Okay, so what can we do here?
You remember that time where I said, Ben, I don't think I'm gonna play. This town ain't big enough?
Yeah.
Well, I
We'll just
added
do
it
this.
like 10 minutes before the stream started.
So I took all 3 steps of 3 steps ahead.
Whoa.
Because it was discounted by, automatically, 3. But you have your turn. I'm all tapped out.
Yeah,
Feel free to wreck me.
I don't
Do your
have
worst.
the things that I need to wreck you with, though, which is unfortunate. I'm gonna start by hitting you.
It's a good place to start.
Now, I'm gonna send that back.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Wait. We chill. That's turn.
I like this. So, point of order here. Does the artifact have a mana value of 4? The token?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a copy. You can hover over it and see that there is a mana cost in its corner.
Interesting.
I don't know if I have any good ways to deal with that in hand right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, we have this available. I think we actually just need to do this right now.
And another one.
Turns out you're 3 steps ahead. They kind of help you draw more 3 steps ahead. Right. We chill.
Did you ramp, or am I just not getting...
I'm just hitting my land drops. Hey, there's green. That probably helps you.
It will, eventually.
So, you've done a lot of returning to hand, but that means your things aren't on the battlefield to hit me?
Yeah, I mean... I'm trying...
What does that mean? There's another Mind Splice.
It means I may or may not be scared of what's in your hand.
Well, what could be in my hand? It's just cards. There's a land.
Cards?
I'm hitting my land drops.
And
you know I'm hitting my land drops. I've only missed 1. I could have all lands in hand.
Cards?
Cards in a card game, I know.
In a card game? Are you insane?
Could be anything. Okay. Your cornucopia is ancient. Oh, we're doing frog stuff? Okay. You can have your frog stuff. Yeah, it's pretty nice to have all this stuff entering and re-entering to trigger my whatever. Also, if you are playing a lot of bounce spells, that's kind of bad against Mind Splice because it gets reset when you bounce it. I don't want to lose all those precious counters. Oh, precious? No, they're not precious. Surely my strategy doesn't involve around this silly artifact I played 3 of.
You played 2 of and copied 1. No, wait, you've played 3. That's right. Well, I don't know how many you've played, because one of them went back to your hand. Somewhere between the realm of 0 and 3.
I'm gonna grab a thing and proliferate all 3.
Ooh.
I'm gonna quickly study. I don't.
Are these free for you at this point? No, because you can't.
What free for me? Yeah, they still cost colored mana.
Yeah. So do you have illusion, the illusion of the deepest sea?
Only one way to find out.
Ah!
Because we're having islands, and I don't have a lot of islands right now. In fact, I don't think I have any islands. What kind of Azorius player am I?
I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Gains
you life.
Gains you life.
Yeah, back up at 20. This is nice.
I'm gonna hit you.
Okay.
It's noontime.
Okay. It's new. I'm just gonna make a single little mite.
I'm not. Obviously, I'm not terrified.
Okay, so you have 4 mana up, but I don't see anything you can do at 4 mana. Activate Fountain Port or Blast Zone, I guess. Alright, so we have 1 spell each turn.
Yep.
Well, what if I want more?
Then you gotta get rid of High Noon.
Oh, okay, if you say so.
And this is why I have counter spells. Not really.
Wait, you have counter spells? I think I see your hand and you don't. Okay, then I feel like having some fun, so...
Okay.
Let's see here. I need... Sorry, it's expel math time. 7... 13... Folks, don't try this at home. You really shouldn't cast it for this much in this situation, but I'm going to draw 20 cards.
Just checking your deck real quick. Oh, you shuffle your... Okay. Interesting.
I'm gonna untap 5 lands. It'll be these ones.
What?
And then I have to decide what else to do.
Ben, did you craft a Foundations card?
No, I just had that one lying around.
Where?
I think.
Where?
Oh, actually, maybe I did craft one.
Because I think this is one that you can't get from packs.
Oh, then I crafted one.
Yeah.
Or more. Maybe I crafted more. Or maybe just one. You know. It is gonna enter tapped.
Yeah, but they don't have it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do something to it.
Stay tuned for the Gone Fishing deck.
Alright, I pass.
Okay.
If you bounce my mice, mites, not mice, loudly mice, mites, they cease to exist.
It's true, but this is more about bouncing my own things.
Oh. Well, then you have to deal with my things too.
Could you kindly remove 1 counter from my blast zone?
I don't think I'm able to actually, without removing your blast zone.
Oh, that's kind of rude.
Look, man, I'm just trying to help.
Well, if anyone has ever seen any, if for some reason a viewer has never seen someone die to poison, you'll get to see what happens.
We'll do our best. Alright, alternate win con time. An unlucky 13. At face.
Ah, joke's on you. It'll be 14.
Well, I'm attacking with 13.
I know.
I could have also proliferated it, maybe, but... Who knows what the 20 cards in my hand could do. Ooh, I unlocked an achievement. Play 250 cards during your opponent's turn.
Alright. Let me get the stuff up, and then we can go over
All right.
The deck tech.
I can go
Sorry that wasn't less exciting. I'm gonna tell you now, Ben. The deck that I built for this week is either really cool or it fails spectacularly, and that was in more of this fail spectacularly camp.
Did it fail spectacularly or just kind of fail?
It just kind of fizzled. I guess it wasn't that spectacular.
It's not really your fault. You mulliganed to 5. Like.
Yeah.
All right, who's going first?
It's
deck tech time.
Let me pull yours up, and then you can go ahead.
All right, I'll go ahead. Folks, as you saw, we got to do our thing. You saw our win con. Our win con is a sweeper, White Sun's Twilight. It's an X spell for 2 white that gains X life and creates X colorless Phyrexian white artifact creature tokens. That's a lot of words with Toxic 1, and this token can't block. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures. So, of course, we're always trying to cast it for X is 5 or more to wipe our opponent's board, clear that all the way, put enough mites on the battlefield to end the turn through poison in 1 or 2 turns. Ideally 1, but, you know. Casting large mana spells is hard, so we have something to help with that. We have our most expensive card, technically, the Mind Splice Apparatus, which is a flash artifact which discounts our instant and sorcery spells by 1 generic mana for each oil counter on this artifact, and it gains an artifact at each of our upkeeps. So it does nothing the turn you play it, but usually you play it on the opponent's turn, and then immediately get to untap and get that oil. It's that sweet, sweet oil for our Azorius deck. So it eventually ticks up. It makes casting spells with X generic mana in their cost a lot easier. So that's why our win comes White Sun's Twilight. We also have a spicy one of Finale of Revelation that we also got to showcase, which just wins the game but less directly because your opponent can't overcome the card advantage and they can't. It refreshes your deck. It's just an insane card if you get to cast it for 10 or more, but you know, at that point you might as well just play Omniscience. But we're not doing that because Omniscience is not an instant or sorcery. And this is. Originally, I built this deck as an Esper deck, naming it Exper, which I like even more than Azoriax as a name. I wanted to use Outrageous Robbery, but the mana was too rough, and Outrageous Robbery was never a more efficient win con than White Sun's Twilight, so a Twilight deck we are. To support this plan, we have counterspells because we're in Azorius and we're playing control. We don't have any creatures. So 3 steps ahead is especially good with Mind Splice Apparatus because the discount applies to all the spree costs. Not individually, but as a sum. So if we had 3 counters on the Mind Splice, as at one point we did, then our 3 steps ahead, we can spree for the middle option, create a token for just 1 blue mana. And then we can add those other options on top if we like. So it was pretty easy during that last game to just spree for all 3 costs. The converted mana cost that is 8, but we were reducing by like 3 or 5 or something, and 3 steps ahead is really good. Every mode is useful. We want to counter spells, we want to get card advantage and dig toward our pieces, and we want to create tokens, copies of Mind Splice Apparatus to discount our further spells even more. And then the rest of the a little bit of Normalize in there as a secondary backup counterspell earlier in the game. One of Spell Pierce to keep those opponents guessing. And then the rest of our Stay Alive package is 4 copies Authority of the Consuls to show off haste, give us some life gain, and 4 copies of Split Up to capitalize on those tapped creatures by destroying all tapped creatures at 3 mana. Pretty nice. It's nice to have a 1 mana discount on Day of Judgment. So we have 8 total sweepers in our main board, and who knows what's in our sideboard. With that, Azori X is detailed out. We have a couple. I guess I should mention lands. We're also running a 1-of Blast Zone as an additional control piece against 1 mana plays, particularly Esper Pixie or Gruul Mice. We're running some Demolition Fields to deal with creature lands. Murex, because it also makes mites, like our sweeper of choice. Sunken Citadel to fuel these effects, and Mycosynth Gardens is a card I am testing, and I'm not convinced is worth it in this deck, but it can technically become a copy of Mind Splice Apparatus. Cool stuff. All right, over to you, Albino Cheese Monkey. Let's see what you got.
I used Mycosynth Gardens. I don't think you saw it on.
I didn't see it. No,
game, but I used it in. It's in Ride to Survive to copy vehicles if I want to. Or, funny enough, it can copy on the artifact land from Markov Manor that taps them.
Oh yeah, that Clue Link. But I mean, it already starts out as a land, so.
Anyway, all right, let's pull mine up.
This is at noon we bounce.
Noon we bounce.
So what are you bouncing?
Well, ideally we're bouncing noon. The goal of the deck is to make it so that I play as many spells as I can, and you play one. And then eventually you can get value out of that, because I'm playing a lot more spells than you. So, the ideal setup is you get High Noon out, and every time your turn comes, you bounce it back to your hand with the Pixie or Fear of Isolation.
Okay.
And then you proceed
Your first spell
to play out multiple spells on your turn, and then you put it back down at the end of your turn to lock. So effectively, the only person that's locked into playing only one spell per turn is your opponent. And when it gets working, it's pretty oppressive. When it doesn't, it fails. But it's so much fun that I really hope we can get it working today. For me, I mean, it's fun for me. It's not so much for the person you're playing against. So that's the main one.
I'll try to have fun. I bet I'll have fun.
Yeah. We got some other supporting cards in here. We're playing Dowerport Mage, which are one of our main card draw engines. This little frog draws a card every time another creature you control leaves the battlefield, which ideally is happening every single turn. We have Mistbreath Elder, which is more bounce support, because if he's there, he'll bounce another creature back to your hand at the beginning of your upkeep. If you can get
That's nice, because you don't have to keep spending mana on your Fear of Isolation or Pixie.
Yeah. I used to run a lot more copies of this, but they started clogging up my hand, and I found out if you have two Mistbreath Elders, they'll bounce each other back to your hand, and you have nothing. So it's not something that you actually want a whole lot of, but it is really, really nice and really makes the gears run smoothly if you can get it out. Plus, it's a 2/2 beater on a 1-drop, so, that's fine.
That's good value.
We'll get to some other things later. I'm going to skip past other key pieces. Fear of Isolation is the other bounce support. Inquisitive Glimmer was a late addition because it's a lot nicer to cast Fear of Isolation and High Noon for 1 mana than it is 2. But I don't run too many of them. Plus it's a 2-color mana to support the Ancient Cornucopia life gain. So is the Phyrexian Censor is a 5th copy of High Noon for added consistency. This one also has the nice advantage of being able to be bounced back by Mistbreath Elder, whereas High Noon cannot. You'd be surprised how many Phyrexian decks I run into in testing. So I've run a lot less.
I would be surprised if you ever run into a Phyrexian deck in testing.
I run into quite a few, actually.
Okay.
Well, it feels like a lot, because whenever you see them, I'm shocked. And it's happened more than
I would
once.
be.
So.
Okay.
So whenever that, I usually just sideboard that one out. But as for now, I find that it helps me do what I'm trying to do by having, the one more expensive mana High Noon at home on a body. Enduring Innocence, another important card draw piece, because literally every creature I'm going to be casting, with the exception of 2, has power 2 or less. And it's an enchantment that gets only 2 mana with the Inquisitive Glimmer. I've got the Ancient Cornucopia because sometimes I struggle with life gain and mana fixing, so this is a one of, and I am happy to play it because if it sticks to the board, it makes everything better, kind of like Mistbreath Elder. And then Kutzel, who is a neat way to sort of lock your opponent really into one spell at all, because it prevents them from even casting any spells on my turn at all. And it has the added bonus of, if you're hitting face with the Pixie or the Mistbreath Elder, who gets a +1/+1 counter every time he sends something back, you'll get a card out of it.
Yeah, this is 2 powerful effects on 1 card.
Yeah. But I run it as a one-of because it's really, really strong if it sticks to the board, but people don't usually let it stick to the board, and it's not completely necessary.
Yeah. 3 mana 3/3s kind of get eaten for lunch in current standard.
Yeah. This town, more bounce support. This one lets me bounce their stuff back. It's not ideally my main defensive measure are the counter spells, so let's talk about those. I'm playing Spell Pierce and No More Lies, sort of just the most value general counter spells. Who knows what's in the sideboard? And then I've got, did I miss? anything important. I think that's the gist of it. Oh, how could I forget about Bright Glass Clear Gear Hulk? This is cool because most of my engine pieces in Spell Pierce, Mist-Breath Elder, and Nurturing Pixie are all 1 mana, and then I threw a Mockingbird in because this thing can search X costs if they only have 1 colored mana. And the Mockingbird is one of my favorite cards, and I've never been sad when I've played it.
Just yesterday, I played against a Bant Gear Hulk deck, which fetched Mockingbirds over and over to keep making more Gear Hulks.
That's cool.
And then today, I played against a Celestia Gear Hulk deck. At least I assume it was Gear Hulk. They never actually played the card, but literally all their cards in Celestia were just 1-drops. Not a single 2 mana or 3 mana spell the whole game.
I'm going to be honest. If viewers, if this isn't your first rodeo viewing Jank-Off and you remember Helga's Friends, I'm kind of just testing this system for Helga's Friends a little bit because this would be awesome in that deck, which focuses entirely on X costs. So, but until then, I enjoy the flexibility of this deck and the ability to search key pieces like Nurturing Pixie and Mockingbird. And, well, Mockingbird's fun. He's not a key piece. But Nurturing Pixie and Mist-Breath Elder are engine pieces, and Spell Pierce is some defense. And I enjoy being able to search them. And 4 mana is reasonable because this card can get me out of trouble if I haven't drawn anything I needed. So,
yeah. I think the consensus is clearly that Bright Glass Gear Hulk is the best of the new Gear Hulks from Aether Drift. It's definitely the most represented at the Pro Tour. It's just a strong card. Tutoring 2 cards from your library. Great effect.
So, like I said, if this deck gets going, it's silly and it's fun. And if you like casting spells and you like your opponent casting only 1 to 0 spells, and you get the engine running, it's a lot of fun. Unfortunately, if you don't get the engine running, there's not a whole lot you can do about it, as you saw. So,
let's see what we can do.
And then on the lands, we've got some basics. We've got some verges, some fast lands. I'm running all the Surveil lands for my color. And then I've got a Blast Zone, a Demo Field, a Fabled Passage, and a Fountain Port. Right.
Nice little spread of everything. All right. It looks like your Mox Field is a bit out of date. It shows as being updated 2 days ago, but not a problem for right now.
Yeah, I'll update it afterward. I made some very last-minute changes. So if you want to see the real deck list, check out when I fix the Mox Field after the episode, or check out my video.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry about that, man.
Maybe I should start making secret updates to my decks before videos so that I have to say, oh yeah, watch my stream. Got to watch my stream to see the real deck. Send the challenge. Let's go on to our best of 3 and determine who's the Jank King today.
Would you mind sending the challenge again?
I can do it. Let's see here. We are doing... I don't usually send the best of 3, so I have it all set up. Oh, we can do a tournament match. Timer's on. Best of 3.
Oh, no.
So hardcore.
Yeah, so the goal of the deck is the win con is just having so much more value than them because you've cast so many more spells than they have. And it's a beatdown.
Is value a win con? Chime in the chat.
And then you beat them in the face. Because that's the only way I know how to win, apparently.
Well, let's see. How many non-damage wins have we had so far? Maybe just this one. Like, I killed you with lands before, but they still are lands that deal damage.
I'm going to draw first. I don't know what this deck likes to do, but I get the sense that it likes to draw first because it has... I need to mulligan a lot. And
all right, well, I'll take the play.
Cards, so
we've got card advantage.
I'm going to keep this. Looks fine to me.
All right. I don't think this is a particularly good card during your deck, against your deck, but it's decent because your creatures do enter and re-enter play enough to gain me, hopefully, a significant amount of life.
Hope you don't have demolition. Oh no, it's a mirror match.
My anchorage is restless. Passing.
All right. About is you clearly do have ways to deal with High Noon.
I'm just gonna, just a quick study.
No. No cards for you.
I'm gonna pierce that? Alright.
I like cards.
I have a demolition field.
Alright, let's, I think I'm being too scared of what you could possibly do to me if I cast spells. You're controlling me.
Just an apparatus.
No, can't have that.
Another spell pierce. Alright. Alright. Just a Murex. Surely can't be a win con in this deck.
Should I trade your... yeah, let's get rid of it.
Okay, that leaves you defenseless against my anchorage. Defenseless, I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go blue.
But it does let me go grab this to get my mana base.
It's true. I think it was, if you need green, it definitely is the right move to cash in your field.
It's noon.
Okay. Noon is high.
Bow, bow, bow. All right.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you just gonna counter this if I put it back down?
Nope.
There it is, everyone. You saw what the deck does.
This is my one spell this turn. Nothing to worry about.
Okay.
I proliferate the poison on your face. Thank you, John, for the follow. Alright, we pass. Great, glad you're enjoying. Some real jank going on here. Let's see if we can get the poison win again.
Oh. I thought you were holding
Faster
priority.
damage.
It was me. Sorry.
You had the priority all along. Never forget that. Alright, let's see what you select as your spell for this turn. Or maybe more than one spell. Okay, this might not work how you think it will work.
It says it enters
Or does it?
as a copy.
Yep, so... Because you cast it as a Mockingbird, it enters as a Fear of Isolation. You have to cast it as a Fear of Isolation. So I will choose...
Okay, that makes sense.
We'll just take this. Proliferate. Get a little frisky. No spells for me.
I suppose I'll go ahead and hit you then.
Okay. I'm comfy. 22 is nice.
How about 18 though? Now you're.
Oh no,
feeling
I'm below my starting life total. What will I do? No spells. All right. Well, I'll do a non-spell thing. And garden.
Okay. Can't wait to get into my sideboard.
Yeah, my main board is not great against you either, but we're doing fine.
Well, I'm gonna get poisoned. Alright, let's see if you kill this. I'm assuming you're going to, right?
Sure, yeah. I don't think I need to, but, you know,
yeah,
better safe than sorry.
I wanted to, see if you would let me block your might or not.
My citadel is sunken.
Alright. This makes me feel better.
Alright, that's your spell for the turn.
For now. I'm gonna hit you just one now.
Okay. How do we play this? I think the answer is patiently. Our opponent is not pressuring us highly.
I like patience. It's a virtue, you know.
Me too. Patience is a virtue.
Yeah, no, let's get the life link.
My might cannot block. Alright, for my one spell a turn, I select Elspeth's Might. You may respond.
Exiles, huh?
Yeah. Enduring Innocence does not like being exiled. Here it is for chat. If it just dies, it comes back as an enchantment with the same effect. Some neat Deathborn designs around enchantments. I do like it. Alright, we'll take it. Master damage. Okay, your Glimmer is inquisitive. We both spent our spell for the turn. Alright.
Thankfully, you don't have 4 more proliferate cards in your deck at all.
I might not.
But you do have a lot of mana.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a good chunk of it. That's my one spell per turn. Okay. I pay.
Now, is there a reason I couldn't cast Spell Pierce there? Did I run out of mana?
High noon.
Oh!
Hoist upon your own noon.
That's right.
Gotta respect your own noon, man.
Do you want to do the poison thing again?
Yeah, sure. It'll be quick.
Okay.
Unlike in real life, this death by poison will be quick. Don't at me in chat. I know I'm sure there's quick poison deaths, but in real life, but that's not the stereotype. It's nice that it doesn't have all the mites hit individually anymore. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 for me. As opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way up to 12.
Is that sideboard time, everybody? Look.
Sideboard time.
Look at this. Let's put that in. Look at these. How about that? Those are nice. And what else? How about that? How about these? The sideboarding will be extensive.
I look forward to seeing the results.
You don't have anything worth copying, for the most part.
Sick burn, man. Your deck's so worthless, I wouldn't take any of your cards even if I could. I think we just fill up our deck with some of these. Maybe one of these again. This will be fine.
That would probably be good. And
all right, chat, if you want to see both of our hands during gameplay, just pull up both streams, meet one of us. Albino Cheese Monkey, I believe, is just using game music, and I'm using music from my library. So choose your pick. But how's a real pro Twitch enjoyer? I would have both streams up for maximum value,
I almost
maximum
used the whole
information.
sideboarding tide there. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right.
I think
I spent a while.
Is now better suited to face your deck, almost as if that's what sideboarding is for.
Don't you love best of 3?
It is so much better than best of 1. This is rough.
This is a loose keep, but we're gonna try it.
Then do we keep one mana hands?
If you're playing against me, you should. Otherwise, don't.
I am on the draw. No, I shouldn't. I accept my fate.
All right, I lead with Restless Anchorage. Just a tap land. Nothing could happen.
I like my tap land better.
Yeah, your land does something when it enters. The consoles have their authority here, and the fields will be demolished.
I'm gonna keep looking. All right. I'm almost ready.
We kept 2 lands, and we still only have 2 lands. That's magic, baby!
I am almost ready to play.
I need a 3rd land.
Almost ready to play.
That's not a 3rd land. That's another authority of the consoles. All right.
You can have that.
All right, thank you.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
there's probably better targets to save your counter spells. How many? We're running 27 lands, right?
Me?
No, me.
Oh,
You're running 23.
yeah. I think I bumped it up to 24 at the last second, but
Yeah, 27 lands, and we're stuck on 2. We kept 2.
I'm so scared to cast any spells because I'm more scared of your spells than you are of my spells.
I found a 3rd land. Be afraid.
I would really like a 4th land, personally.
Me too. Me too.
Alright, let's just get out there. I can't wait forever.
I'm going to cast 3 steps ahead. But not in the scary way that you probably don't want me to. I cast it to draw and discard. Because I need to find these lands.
What did you discard?
Still haven't done it. Does Quick Study do it? I found one, but it's not... Okay, it's an island.
So you're saying there's a chance. Alright. Let's get going.
Keep going.
Well, I'm gonna hit you. How about that? Let's do that.
No blocks.
I like it. And then...
You should put something on the stack. Oh, you do? Alright. Resolves. That's still on a land.
At noon, we bounce.
Okay, what do we get rid of here? Because I think we're going to have to discard hand size. I really don't like this. But I think it's just going to be this card.
I'm gonna do a pre-bounce of the noon.
To make me discard an extra card to hand size? Sick. Twisted.
Yeah,
very
that's
well.
definitely what I was thinking of. That's genius, actually. I really wish I had more land, though. Alright.
Then one more land. 23 isn't a lot. Do it, I dare you.
24.
Oh, 24 isn't a lot either.
That's default.
It is default. 23. I mean, 24 should be fine. If I was running a deck with your curve, I'd probably run 24. But you do want to get more into the late game than most decks with your curve.
I'm wondering about... I can order these triggers, right? No, I can't. Okay. Well, then let's just not. And,
We'll just do this. You may have bounce. You have something at instant speed.
I'm gonna check.
It happens. Alright, noon is high. I think we don't cash in our demo field. We just don't need it. Alright, we pass.
Let's get this stuff out.
Okay.
I know you have split up, so... There's gonna be a lot of sticking in this.
You're running a sticky deck.
I'm not even gonna bother pretending like every turn is gonna stick. Hold priority. 4, 5, 6.
It's possible we should have played differently there, chat. Maybe we should have cast this, but I think we're okay. We can let our opponent have their fun.
There was a time where I was playing Break the Spell so I could shoot my own High Noon for a card. And I kind of wish I had it right now. And that would have been sufficiently janky. And I kind of regret not doing it.
That's pretty janky. And, you know, there's other situations where Break the Spell could be good. Enchantments are pretty good in current standard.
You're 99% chance that your opponent will be running an enchantment. Alright, but what do I actually want to do? Because the timer says go. Let's put this guy out.
Can't cast spells during your turn.
You seem to like to do that.
Yeah, but how much? Alright, my spell for your turn. It's going to be 3 steps. But we're only selecting 2 of the steps.
I'm just gonna hit you.
Because there's definitely times I could imagine wanting to cast spells in your turn, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I should have done the token one. Oh well.
You're letting me cast multiple spells in your turn? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on my turn. It's my turn.
That was a bit of a mistake.
Do I care? Resolves.
I'll admit, I'm not. You're the control player in this friendship. Then. I
am.
I'm a Padawan. I like the idea of it.
Could have done this differently. Oh well. I think we just want to Sunfall. Let you have your turn. Yes, I messed that turn up, I think. It's possible.
Is it WinCon time?
Razzle Dazzler! Whenever you cast your second spell, you try and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It can't be blocked this turn.
Surprise.
Casting second spells in a world where High Noon exists? Madness.
Only when we bounce at noon.
Alright, let's see here. What do I want to do? I want to do one spell. I'm going to choose a spell.
Okay.
White. Pass.
If only I had bounce. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't block.
Okay.
So you've casted no spells.
No spells.
Okay. Mind Splice.
So,
You took the bait, chat.
oh no!
All right, we'll start off with exercise. Because I want to cast another spell this turn. I suppose we didn't really need to exercise, but I'm just going to draw 5 for 2 mana. I'm out of the sideboard. Play down our land. And I think pass. I guess we didn't need to exercise, but it's probably still best to get the High Noon out of your control. And I only have 1 blue mana up.
By High Noon.
Okay. I'm going to use Demolition Field on your Precious Verge.
Okay. Are you thinking I don't have any more basics? Because I do.
Nope. I'm thinking I need a basic, namely my second blue, to cast High Noon for, I believe, full value. Discard a card. Which of these cards don't we want? I think Authority of the Consuls is not important right now.
Okay, I'm going to play High Noon.
Okay.
I should have done that, you know, before hitting you, but that's fine.
It is fine. Alright, what do we have for your third High Noon? Interesting. Of course, there's also a sense in which, do we really care about it? Tapping mana. Considering. X equals 11. Pass turn.
Ah, this will save me.
Alright, here comes the poison. Technically, you can shoot down one of my mites with your High Noon. I think if you fountain port, make a treasure,
Right.
and then spend the treasure for the red man on High Noon. But I have 1 mite too many.
Or I could just block it with a fish. And
Nope,
still
you
hit
can't block with a fish.
Oh. Oh, great.
Go ahead and try.
Well, let's do it because it's silly. How about that? That's also what the Ancient Cornucopia does in a pinch, is let me shoot the High Noon.
Alright, High Noon's secret hidden mode in the Bant deck.
There it is.
Remember that one time I shot High Noon in the face with an Orzhov deck?
I will note I'm doing one poison better every time.
Alright, if you do 1 poison better, that means you've won, because I don't think I can beat you without inflicting 10 poison on you.
Because first time you killed me, it was 14. And then it was like, now it was 10. So
That's more than one poison.
there's
All right.
11. I don't remember. I wasn't keeping track. Someone will correct me someday. I give you permission to correct me in the comments. Ooh, that's exciting, huh? How about engagement? You should correct me.
All right, shall we do one more?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna get this to work. You know,
Right.
there are some
Challenge
janks that are like, this didn't work, and you know, I don't really want to make it work. I haven't actually had very many of those. Just one. I won't tell anyone. But there are some janks that are like, this is the best jank I've ever done, and I'm taking it to ladder, and it brings me to diamond for the first time. Ride to survive. There are some janks that are like, this isn't working, but gosh, I really want to make it work. And this is one of those. So, that's the spectrum. That's the albino cheese monkey spectrum of jank. I don't know how you feel about your jank week to week, Ben. You probably love all your jank equally, right?
I'd say the majority of it I don't touch after the Jank-Off.
Yeah.
But I will definitely say I'm very excited about next week.
Do you even clean up the decks afterward?
Clean up?
Clean up your deck after the Jank-Off? Do you clean it? Like, fix it up?
Why would I need to clean it?
Make it presentable for ladder? Or play?
It's already presentable for ladder. I build it as presentable for ladder.
That's fair, okay. I always clean up my jank afterward.
No, I bring jank that's ready to rock and rumble, man. Also, accept my challenge.
Who am I in a game with right now?
Not me.
Oh, your name isn't Hummus. Sorry, Hummus. I really hope you see this video. But I was supposed to accept a challenge.
Did you queue into...
Not start a best of 3. That's a free win for you, my friend.
Well, that could have been your opportunity to really jank off.
Really show what we're doing. That came so close to happening so many times, and it just finally happened.
Hummus, okay.
No, that was the name of the person. Yeah.
Yep.
They looked like, based on their card sleeves, they were playing Simic.
Oh man, I like Simic.
I'm gonna try going.
More fun than Azorius.
I'm gonna try going first, he says, as he clicks draw first.
Yeah, I think my deck wins in the late game. I think you have a winning draw. It's going to be an aggro draw.
Yeah.
I don't think we need that right now. All right. Present your cards. I present a Flood Farm Verge for your consideration.
Oh, I have one of those too. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. Yours is turned on. And now, so is mine. It's high noon, folks.
I like how they made the card as cliche as possible.
Then you love modern Magic sets.
I'll admit, as a new Magic player, initially I did like it because I knew absolutely nothing about old Magic. But then when I started reading about old Magic, I was like, oh, that seems kind of neat. They should go back to that.
They did briefly for Foundations, kind of.
And
a little
Foundations
bit.
has been my favorite. Well, Bloomburrow's been my favorite so far, but that's for everybody's first set has to be their favorite, I think. Should I get wrecked?
I mean, of the last four regular sets, Bloomburrow is the least cliche. Go ahead.
Is there any way that I could just wreck your mana base right now? Probably not.
No, it's pretty diverse.
Too late now. Right.
Nope, I don't want to have to deal with that.
I didn't even lie to you.
Well, I said no more. We only get one spell turn anyway, so we can just demolish your fountain port.
Okay.
Sorry, little bloom barrel critters that live in the fountain port.
Maybe I need... Do they live inside of it? I feel like I should know this. They do.
I guess they live under it from the artwork.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I guess that's the fountain of the port.
They could live in it. I'm pretty sure fountain port is where the frogs live. Not exclusively frogs, but frogs do live there. Yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
Alright, my anchorage is restless. It's actually a little restful right now. It's kind of tapped.
Could have done that on my turn, but it doesn't really matter.
You can keep the suspense as to what color you're gonna fetch.
Yeah.
You could even fetch red and then blast me with High Noon out of nowhere. Okay.
Honestly, that is a reason to put a single mountain in this deck.
Maybe not a good enough reason, but it is a reason.
It is a reason.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
The noon has been bounced.
It's High Noon. I pass yet again. This is definitely one of our most chill Jank-Offs.
It really is.
We're just chilling and janking.
Yeah.
Just such chill colors. Blue, white, green. Just nice calming tones.
Now, the thing I always forget about Demolition Field is that the mana that you put on the field comes in untapped.
It does. My one spell is going to be Apparatus. We'll see if it's met with a negate. It's not. Okay. We'll see if it's met with a this town. Not yet. But now it's my turn and I can cast spells. But I won't. I'm just gonna pass. Okay.
Your calm worries me.
I'm at 19. I don't need to be stressing.
It's true, I suppose.
I don't fear your tutu.
Hey!
Or the tutu that your pixie is wearing.
We get to see... we get to see this guy. Presumably. You're looking
Results.
at him. And... do this.
It's High Noon, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess I should have played that guy in main phase 2. I didn't. Another Mind Splice Apparatus.
Well, it's technically the same one, but yeah. For my one spell a turn, I will select this one, destroying all tapped creatures. Any responses?
I suppose I could. But... but I won't.
Alright. End turn.
Yes, this should be useful. Keep that.
No plays? Main phase? Alright.
Please.
Main phase. We chilling. Just run another Authority of the Consuls. It's such a protective and safe feeling card. Nothing's going to haste you down. Everything gains a little bit of life, so you can just be happy when your opponent plays little creatures. It's a good feeling. Good vibes. Such a good vibes game. No! My eagle! Demolished. Demolished my eagle land.
I did. What do I want to fetch here? Probably this one.
We don't plan to win the game with the eagle, chat. It's just used to attack down planeswalkers on occasion. Alright, we pass. My mind splice grows in power. You have no creatures on board.
I do not. That will change.
Resolves. Back up to 20.
Oh no. He's balanced the force.
We're just gonna do... a little tippity-tappity. Well, I guess we need to do that. Just the smallest twilight you could think of. Just X equals 5.
So, how does the math work in this? You're getting... It costs 7 and you're getting a 4 discount?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I paid 2 white and 1 colorless. I accept that as your 1 spell per turn. Ooh, that's a fun card.
Oh, but I forgot we were in game 1. I'm sitting here waiting for some outs that I thought I sideboarded in.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
No, this is our second best of 3. Oh, I should have sequenced that otherwise. We'll just do this instead. Can I do this instead? Not safely, not comfortably. Oh gosh, I kind of fudged this one. Alright, unturn. I do not think it will really matter. We'll see. The plays are yours.
I'm just trying to figure out... I could have sworn I put, like, over 8... If you count the frogs, like 11 cards of bounce in this deck, and I just don't know... No! There's like 12 cards of bounce in this deck, and I've seen like 2 of them.
Did you want to attack there?
Yes, because I meant to cast another creature at the end of my turn instead of hitting in turn.
But you had high noon.
I hadn't cast anything yet.
Oh, I see.
I was gonna attack,
Okay, it wouldn't have mattered.
cast a creature.
I was gonna counter your creature.
But this
so
deck needs a sideboard anyway, so...
Alright. Bring it on in.
Yep, we're sideboarding.
We're sideboarding. We're not actually bored. Alright, I'm content. I'm gonna go with the same sideboard plan as last time. It seemed to work.
None of your spells were Phyrexian, right? Not that I remember.
I made some Phyrexians.
And the counter spells that make you pay for stuff are less than useful in your deck, against your deck. So I think I'm the aggro in this matchup, and I need to act like it.
You are the aggro in this matchup. Folks, from a great piece of theory crafting for Magic history, look up the "Who's the Beatdown" article.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
And this matchup, the Bant Bounce deck is the Beatdown.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because we
see
have
it
this
coming.
control plan with a combo
Actually,
finish.
against you, I saw it coming, but I don't see it coming on the ladder.
I have my type. Ooh, this hand's... If we had just one more... We only have one color of mana, it's just one land, so this is a bad hand. If we had a plains and an island, I would snap keep.
I'm gonna keep this.
This is the same hand. Shuffler, we need more than one land. I have 27 of them.
I'm gonna keep this.
And you chose to go on the play, so Beat down, King.
What? Brain, not braining. Must brain. More brain. Okay.
It's a brain game, and my brain says I need more than one land. This is going to have to be a keep.
Now, during testing, I think I learned that first turn Mist Breath Elder is usually a solid start for this deck. Yeah, I almost never bounce him back to his hand, but if you're playing like a pure frog deck, which is something that I would love to do, there's reason to do it.
There's a frog god now.
Oh, that's true.
Would probably be terrible in this deck, but it exists.
I've always wanted a deck affectionately called Frog Jaw. It was one of the early decks I tried. I don't have it anymore because I went on a deck deletion purge for some reason. But we're gonna do a creature beatdown now.
Okay. Oh no, 19 life.
Until further notice.
Whatever will I do? I'm going to serve notice. Slow down that aggro. Slow it down, chum. We're here for a chill time.
Okay. It's noon.
Alright, noon has come. We chillin'. So what are your deck's good and bad matchups? Results.
Usually it's pretty good against other control decks. It's really
Hi,
bad.
it's me.
It's really bad against decks that rely on artifacts.
Hi, it's me.
It's really bad against decks that go hard into exile removal.
Well, actually, most of my rule is destroy. But I board in some exile against your innocence.
Okay, so
To
this
exile
is
that
the deck
innocence.
doing its thing, in case you didn't notice.
Alright. You can have the card. I'll take the life gain. Back up 20 again.
The consoles, though... does make me a little bit sad.
Don't worry. Be happy. Okay. Okay. Here's my spell for the turn. Probably not a surprise.
Yeah, but it lost its counters. It did have
It
counters
did.
on it, right?
Those counters count. In the name.
Ben, we're doing it. We're bouncing at noon.
And you're drawing cards while doing it.
We're bouncing at noon, everybody!
I'm back up to 20.
That's a problem, but we'll you know, figure that out some
If
other
all your
time.
turns consist of attacking with Enduring Innocence and then bouncing Pixie, I will keep getting to 20. Okay, there's something else. Which will put me up to 22.
Yes, but what I'm at 26. Haha.
I don't care about your life total, my
I
friend.
know.
Alright, here's what I was planning for last round. It's another apparatus.
No way.
Don't you love the word apparatus?
That's a good word.
Alright,
Coming
let's see
from-
here.
Especially coming from a chemistry background, it just invokes image of like a series of interconnected glassware, like you see. In
Yeah, there's some interconnected glassware in this artwork.
Oh,
He's in like a pod or something.
that,
Cables in his head.
that's hit you.
I accept. Okay. I would like to demolish your blast zone. Now, if you pop it, I will lose my authority of the consoles, but you'll also lose your Mistbreath Elder and Nurturing Pixie.
Yeah, that is a problem, huh? Fine.
But if you don't pop it, you lose the zone. Very good.
He can have it, everyone.
I can have it all.
It's not like he has 3 other demolitions.
I think I do, yeah. Let's see here. Okay. I'm really hoping you don't have negate. And I am rewarded. Alright, that was my one spell per turn, but it's a spell I'm happy to have cast. That Mistbreath Elder is getting kind of large.
I wish I had my Dour Port Mage, because then I would also be drawing a card every time that happened. Maybe it's the next card. I'm sorry, I don't need another one of those.
But they're so bouncy.
Yeah, wasn't I just complaining about the lack of bounce?
It's also a 1/1 that can sometimes become a 1/2. But I'm down farther than I've been yet, I think.
It's true. But that's
almost halfway down.
My deck did start doing its thing, which was nice. I do have a tendency to leave things untapped. Well, consoles has a tendency to leave things tapped.
That's a lot of innocence. But the only possible counterspell you could have up is Spell Pierce.
Yeah.
And I think I can pay for a Spell Pierce right now. We'll just start with one of your favorite cards.
Right. That makes sense.
It's just a sideboard card, but you have enough exile-worthy targets that
I haven't.
I brought it in.
It's interesting to me that I haven't spent any time or any wild cards to craft that. Though, to be fair, I spent them all on Verges, so it's not like I regret it.
Yeah, it's probably better use. I think I want to cast multiple spells next round.
Oh no, I don't want you to cast multiple spells next round. Have you considered that?
Well, this is not a cooperative game. This is a competitive game. So our wants will not always line up.
That's fair.
I don't think I need all 4 authority of the consoles. You ever get the feeling that none of this matters?
What I'm doing? Yeah.
Well, that's not what I meant. But like, no, what I'm doing.
Oh. I mean, I am wondering what all those cards are that you're not casting.
Well, mostly lands, to be honest. My garden. None of this matters, so it seems like fun to make this into another apparatus.
Make things truly free.
It can't be truly free.
I mean, if you played the mythic elemental fish from Bloomburrow, they could be.
Oh, I guess so. Alright, so how much Mind Splice mana do I have? 12. Okay, I guess we'll just pay 2 mana and cast this for X equals 12. Go.
Haha! You didn't see my fatal passage.
The Fabled Passage! He has it! This is the passage that was spoken about in Fables.
And my fear of isolation.
That's not a split up. Because I wouldn't have been able to counter split up. After all these cards, I didn't draw any more of my hard counters.
Yeah, there is a split. There's a split up as a 2 of after sideboarding, but
I know you are a split up enjoyer as well.
I like to pretend like I'm the reason you are.
You kind of are. I mean, you definitely put it on my radar more. No.
But I have never seen split up work like the jank last week, where I intentionally just can't tap anything whenever I want.
That was impressive, yeah. Folks, check out episode 8 of the Sunday Jank-Off for some real split upage.
All right.
That was some good splitting.
Speaking of which,
Hey. Proceed.
that was our second best of 3. Are we going to do another one, or are we going to do something else?
I think we see how these decks play.
Yes.
I need to restart my game. So let's have a bonus round.
All right.
So which of us? I mean, I guess we could both choose new decks from past episodes. Let us know in the comments if there's anything you want to see from past episodes you might have seen. Chat.
Going on here.
I'm happy to change if you want to play one of yours against a different matchup, or I can just mind splice whatever you want to bring.
I'm not giving up on Noon Bounce.
Would you like to play Noon Bounce against something else of mine?
But I want to tinker with it more before we see it again on the show.
Fair.
What I want to do is, let's see what else we got. Is there any janks that I've updated since people have last seen them? I've been tinkering with Dragon's Horde, but not quite enough. I want to try the Bright Grass Gear Hulk and Hocus Friends, but I haven't done that yet. Haven't really done anything with this. Bad to die. I don't think I've seen everything that... I don't think we've seen everything that New Bounce can do, because we haven't seen the Frog Draw engine yet. So
Indeed.
I wouldn't mind playing it more.
What would you like to play against?
What is it?
I can smash you in the face with mono green. I've got Fecund Butts, if you want to play against Simic.
Let me double check.
Only Lords is probably too controlling. It's a Beans deck with Sunfall. I could bring the Bugs to the yard, though I'd rather not because that was just last week's episode.
Yeah. You got any creature-based decks?
I've got a deck that's all creatures and 4 Beanstalks.
Let's do that one.
Alright. Challenge is incoming as soon as I can find my cursor. Oh, this is one of my favorite decks to bring back in bonus rounds. Rube Greenberg, folks, all the way back from episode 2.
One of your best name decks too. You thought it was stupid, but I thought it was glorious.
I don't like it as a name really, but I had to rename it something. And like Azoriax, come on, that's a good name because it's X spells.
Yeah.
X spells in an Azorius shell. It rhymes so well. Not as good as Expert though. I wish I kept it Expert.
How many cards? How many white pips would you have to put in to consider Esper instead of just Azorius, or not green? Sorry, green
Black
spells.
pips.
Black pips. Sorry. I know words. I use them.
Colors. any that are part of the game plan, basically. All right, folks. We played a beanstalk deck last week, and if it doesn't get countered, I've got one for this week too.
It gets countered.
No, my beans! My spells have been pierced. That's a uniquely bad card against this deck, but you found a use for it, so...
My innocence, so enduring.
Alright, well, I'm telling tales and putting down Gwenna. Just a 2/3. That makes mana. It's like a bigger elf. She's a thick elf. She's not a 1/1, she's a 2/3.
It's the 5th copy of High Noon.
Can't cast more than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn.
I don't have any cards from... any is what my wife and I refer to as a hyperbole, where I'm underselling something. But I don't have any Phyrexian cards enough to make a deck that's this deck but Phyrexian. Because that would
I'm just going to cast
Monkey! Oh,
it enters tapped.
He's gonna hurt me, but I don't care because I love him.
He's just a little tappy boy. Okay, does your pixie nurture? Yes. The sensor is nurtured.
And... yeah, we'll put him back out. He is the more expensive High Noon after all.
More than one non-Phyrexian spell each turn. Okay. Well, I do have a Phyrexian spell for your perusal.
Well, this guy's getting sideboarded out, huh?
And then I'd like to present a non-Phyrexian spell, which is my only spell for turn. My only non-Phyrexian spell per turn. Which will destroy artifact enchantment again. Monkey has to smash that lamb twice. I will add this mana and then not have any spells to cast and just go to combat.
I will take it, and it will hurt.
Down to 9. The big green folks are coming.
You have so many useful ETBs that I could just bounce back to your hand. You would love that, right?
Technically Silverback has cast trigger, and so does Defiler Vigor. But yeah, Trailblazer has an ETB on it. Actually, yeah, I mostly have cast triggers.
Oh, I always forget to...
which I guess is a similar idea. Okay, my worm is back to hand. Notably, a Phyrexian spell. Though that won't matter this turn cycle.
There we go, look, we're getting to see stuff that we didn't get to see before.
Okay, but my friend, aren't you dead on board?
Well, yeah, but the whole point of this is to show stuff, see?
Okay, well, I'll show that you're dead on board. By attacking all. GG.
Just. Alright, let's put in all of these other things that I put for when I face creature-based decks.
Hmm.
You don't really cast a whole lot of things on my turn in that deck, do you?
No, it's a very different deck.
Yeah. So we sideboard in a specific way for those sorts of things.
I think my sideboarding consists of switching out precisely one card. No, maybe I'll switch out 2.
Oh, Ben, this deck used to have Parting Gust in it.
Oh, that's a good card for your deck.
Yeah, I didn't mean to take it out either. Whoops. Oh well.
Sure, we'll do that.
Get that out.
Here's an overview of the deck, folks. If you don't want to go back and watch the whole episode 2 of the Sunday Jank-Off, it's big green critters enabled by card draw engines like Up the Beanstalk and mana generation engines like Gwen Eyes of Gaia. Good stuff. Probably still my favorite deck to have been played on the show. Not the best deck, not the strongest deck.
We know here in Jankland that those are two completely different things.
Indeed. Speaking of, we are able to award awards for today's Jank-Off.
Yeah.
So Azoriax came away with the wins.
That's right.
The poison wins. Alternate win con achieved.
Yep, that's pretty janky.
So who's the jankiest?
I don't know. I feel like mine's janky, but in the sense that it just doesn't work. So I don't know if that counts, personally. Also, I'm mulliganing twice.
It counts to some extent. The question is what extent.
Ben, this is bad. Ben?
You should stop.
Should I have stopped even though 3 of those had no lands?
No.
Okay.
Does one of them have a land?
This one does.
It's probably time to stop. You're at 4 cards, right?
Yep.
I think you just got to keep a 1-lander in that case.
I'm at 3 cards.
You're keeping.
Yep.
Your land to spell ratio is actually pretty good.
Oh,
I play in elves.
this is rough.
Do you want to start again?
No.
You drew another land.
We're gonna play it out.
Okay. I'm gonna play Gwenny.
Because your deck is slow. Definitely doesn't ramp into big things quickly.
It's slow, but not that slow.
It's not slow.
It's so slow, I'm just going to Up the Beanstalk. Oh, nope.
Oh yeah, so anyway, yeah, who's getting the Jank award?
I don't know, because you do have a jank factor for sure.
Yeah.
If this would be an easier decision if Pixie Bounce weren't such a dominant meta deck.
Yeah, see, that's what I was worried about. And I'm like doing that at home. So
Which is janky. X at home is a janky premise.
Yeah.
Alright, so we spent our Gwen mana, and Gwen untaps, and we can spend it again, and now Defiler Vigor discounts our 5 mana spell by 1 by paying 2 life to a 4 mana spell, but Up the Beanstalk still draws yet again, untaps Gwen yet again, and looks like our mana generating adventures are over, we attack in. Okay. The idea of having High Noon be a factor only on your opponent's turn is some good jank.
Yeah.
It's some good jank, but also casting 12 mana spells to win is good jank. I really don't know, man. Let us know in the chat if you have opinions, please. Quickly, the episode will be over before we know it.
I mean, I'll take it.
I know you will. But who deserves it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Alternate win con, casting huge spells. But I have a Azorius control game plan. Just with cooler win cons. I think I'm leaning toward you.
I was leaning.
I think this is a half-baked jank. Like, the idea is really cool, but I haven't seen the execution get there yet.
What, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of the problem. Which is why I'd be leaning towards you.
We're just going to cast Beans for 1. See if it draws us anything good to do. We get a counter on everything. Fine, I guess my hand is 5 forests. Make it 6 forests. Use one of them. But I think we just still attack in, and... Is it lethal? I don't think it's lethal.
No, it's not. Not quite.
I think you survive on 1. Or more. You survive on more. Because of lifelink?
But I don't have
Got 3 blockers? Maybe you'll draw your split up.
Yeah. Nope, I didn't.
All my creatures are tapped. Okay.
I drew this. Maybe I'll draw it now. I didn't.
Oh!
I drew this.
It's okay. I have dust forests.
Did I play
Only
it
forests in
turn?
here.
Not that it matters, but did I?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I always forget that Fear of Isolation can do that. Well,
Now.
5 lands and a duplicate Gwenna. But yeah. Honestly, I should have just cast the Gwenna for extra counters, but I don't think it matters. GG. Green, clearly, still the best color.
Here's what I'm going to say. I think my idea is jankier, but your deck is jankier.
What's that supposed to mean? Okay, well, I think I know what that's supposed to mean.
It means my idea is jankier, and if I got it to work, it'd be a beautiful jank.
So who wins?
You got yours to work, and it's still a janky
did.
idea.
Because the game plan was Azorius control into
You know what?
cool
I'm going
WinCon.
to take it, and this is why.
Yeah, I
The
think
person
you
who
should take
gets
it.
the jank to work is the one who wins the matches anyway, theoretically, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point.
all right, I'm going to take it.
All right.
People in the comments
are the
need to tell us
jankiest
if
of them
they
all.
disagree, though. Or
Yes,
agree.
you have to. You're
have to.
obligated
Yeah, you must.
to engage. All right, folks. That has been our bonus game for MTG Sunday Jank-Off. Well, I always enjoy pulling out some green. Tune in next week. Same time, same place. That is Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And technically, that's Monday, midnight UTC. But no one lives in UTC. It's just a coordinating time. So you might live somewhere else.
I
Look
think
it up. It's cool.
I don't want to give up on this idea because it's real janky about the idea of only your opponent being locked into 1 spell per turn on their turn. But I might need some help from someone who's better at control. If only I knew somebody like that. So
My advice is run some beanstalks and some this towns and run more permanents that fewer permanents that bounce things and more permanents that you want to keep bouncing. If that makes sense.
yeah.
So that's things that give you value on ETB, like Storm Chaser's talent.
Yeah,
Or
I don't even know that I need the Fears of Isolation. They just end up kind of making me wish I had a pixie. But I don't know.
There were some nice times where it's like Fear of Isolation is your 1 spell per turn, but I can't, like, you know, if I countered it, then you'd be locked out of other spells, but I can't counter your cost of the paid cost of bouncing this town back to hand. There was at least once where I'm like, oh man, if I counter this and it was a pixie, that would be his turn gone because that's his 1 spell. But if I counter that and it's Fear of Isolation, he already bounced to this town and he's not locked into 1 spell per turn.
Ah,
So there's some value there.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'll have to look at it now that I've
There were a lot of
the
other
blinders have been taken off.
Are there cards that floated in and out of this deck? You know, things like Novice Inspector and I can't remember all, but
Novice Inspector's good.
But the only thing that I have really settled on is that Dowerport Mage, Mistbreath Elder, and ways to bounce High Noon so that I can play multiple spells. Dowerport Mage is only, and Mistbreath Elder, only if the bounce is coming from creatures themselves. Because they work together with the Pixie and the Isolation, but
Yeah.
if I were
I think you do want all your isolation still for that.
Yeah, if I were to switch to a spell-based bounce, then they wouldn't necessarily need to be there. But I know you like to remove as many creatures as possible from your deck these days. In fact, is this the first time you've played none? Because you were at 1 once.
Oh no, I play the creatureless decks all the time.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Mono Red episode 1 was creatureless. I do kind of a pattern of... Okay, Doppeljank was creatureless, episode 3. Orjav What Wincons, also creatureless, episode 7. And then Ozori X, episode 9, also creatureless. So almost half the decks I played, no creatures. So yeah, I think I like, if you're trying to make Dowerport Mage work, then the little frog package, I think you need to keep
Yeah,
the Fear of Isolations.
but not necessarily.
Razzle Dazzler strikes me as the first card to drop.
Oh yeah, he's a fun card. He's just fun. Well, he's really good. He's really good against creature-based decks, actually, which is why he even exists. But he's not amazing.
He doesn't contribute to your engine. He's a payoff.
Yeah, exactly.
But he doesn't get the engine going, and he's terrible on his own.
Yeah.
I think I would cut Ancient Cornucopia in your current build also.
Yeah. Yeah, it did a lot.
This isn't a control deck.
Yeah.
This is a tempo deck. For folks wondering about what the archetype this is, I would call a Punishers Monkey's deck a tempo deck, which is to get a small amount of pressure on the board and then back it up with interaction. In this case, the interaction isn't strict interaction; it's forbiddance by just limiting the speed at which your opponent can play, which is tempo. Counters. I guess counters are good in your deck. You'd want to play instance on your opponent's turn.
The ideal point for the counters is that they're locked into one, and then you counter their one spell. But
exactly, and that's a second spell for you.
Yeah.
I think at least Spell Pierce and a couple No More Lies is the right direction, and that's the direction you went. So that seems solid to me.
Though it's man, they rarely once they're past 4 mana, they feel bad. I feel like bricks in my hand. So
it's true. I don't know what hard counters you want to be running though.
Well, that's why I sideboard Essence Scatter, Negate, so that in game 2 I can switch to whatever, if they're a creature deck or not. I'll switch out the No More Lies for those. And that works pretty well. But that is a lot of sideboard space to take up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you do have a point where you're really wanting counter spells once you have your engine running, and once you have your engine running, you're already at 5, 6, or 7 mana. And once you're at 5, 6, or 7 mana, your opponent probably is also, and those pay counter spells don't do much.
Yeah.
So you might be better off just with instant speed removal.
Yeah.
Not sure. Tempo. If you want to talk about control decks, we can do control decks, but this looks like a tempo deck, and I'm not expert. That's one of the types I don't play much.
Well, for those listening,
right.
Feel free to leave suggestions. I need to remember to go back and I'm updating it at Noon Rebounds and Moxfield now, so the version that you saw on the show will be matched up with the version on Moxfield.
Thumbs up.
And yeah, I'll tweak. I like this one, but I worked on it a lot this week, so I'm gonna give it a rest. Way too much.
All right.
So
get ready for next week.
Yeah, and I'll get something ready for next week.
I'm ready for next week. It'll be fun. My favorite. All right. Thanks y'all for watching. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did in this MTG Sunday Jank-Off. And we hope to see y'all next time, Sunday 7 p.m. EST.
Good night.
Good night.